Hello everybody, welcome to Pressure Crisp. Today we're going to be making some chicken tenders with a homemade honey mustard sauce in the Ninja Foodi. This makes the perfect lunch. You can take these tenders and put them on salad. They're actually very versatile. We're just going to make chicken tenders. They're going to have a nice little dipping sauce and my mouth is watering already. They are going to be wonderful. So, without further ado, let's just jump right in and get started. To make this homemade honey mustard sauce, you're going to need 6 ingredients or 6 condiments. You're going to need mayo, you're going to need a little bit of barbecue sauce, you're going to need a little bit of honey, regular yellow mustard, Dijon mustard, and rice wine vinegar. A half a cup of mayo. I'm using Hellmann's. You can use whatever mayonnaise that you desire. It's just what I have in the house and what I'm used to. To this, we're going to take some yellow mustard. We're going to put in about a tablespoon and a half. We're just going to go right over the top. That looks about right there. There we go. 1 tablespoon of Dijon mustard. You can use any type of barbecue sauce that you want. I'm just using some Sweet Baby Ray's because that's what I have in the house. You're going to add a tablespoon and a half of barbecue sauce. Make sure we get that all out. Then you're going to add anywhere between 2 and 3 tablespoons of honey. You can do this to your desired sweetness. You can just use 1 if you want as well. So there's 1. I usually do the mustards and stuff first because it prevents the honey from sticking. I think we're just going to do 2, but you can go range it anywhere from 1 to 3 depending on your desired sweetness. You can also add, if you have it in the house, like if you want this like sweet, like spicy sweet. I don't have any hot mustard in the house. You can get hot mustard like in a powder form, or also you can also get it in like a squeeze bottle like this. So what we're going to do here is you're just going to take your whisk and you're just going to whisk all these ingredients together. There we go. Oh yeah, look at that color. It's fabulous. You're going to love this. You really, really are. And you know something? Forgot 1 ingredient. Goodness gracious. This is what puts it over the top. Well, I love vinegar as well. We're going to add, there's a lot of stuff in there, so we're just going to go right up to the top and a bit over. It's about a half a tablespoon of rice wine vinegar. That's also going to thin this sauce out. There we go. Can't believe I almost forgot the vinegar. Goodness. All right, that is mixed. I'm not going to grab a spoon. I'm just going to use my finger here. That is really good. Really, really, really good. So what we're going to do, we're just going to set this in a dish, and we're going to put it in the fridge so the flavors have time to meld and come together. Let's discuss the chicken tenders. I did buy the chicken tenders already sliced. You don't have to do that. You can actually get your own chicken breasts and you can slice them into strips. What I did do, I purchased some buttermilk. And let me tell you, this is the best way to cook chicken tenders as well as any type of breaded chicken sandwich. The buttermilk keeps these chicken strips, chicken breast, perfectly moist. I've done this probably 5 times already and it is wonderful. Everybody that I've served this to love the chicken marinated in buttermilk. So this is, I don't forget how many strips are in here, but it's a whole package of strips and I just eyeballed it. It's not an exact measurement. I think there's probably like a 1.5 cups of buttermilk in here. And I let this marinate overnight. I'm gonna set these to the side. We're gonna start our dredging station. To this bowl right here, we're just going to go ahead and add 2 eggs. And what you're going to do, you're just going to whisk this up. Just do it quickly. You can add like hot sauce depending on what type of tenders you're making. I'm not making it hot today. I'm actually doing a honey mustard sauce, so I really don't want to add any heat to the egg. You can if you want. If you're making like a spicy sweet honey mustard sauce, by all means, you can add a little bit of spice to these eggs. This is going to be the flour portion of the dredging station. I'm going to go ahead and add, we're going to add 1/3 cup of all-purpose flour. We're also going to go ahead and add, you can add potato starch or cornstarch. It's up to you. We're just going to go ahead and add 1/3 cup of, this is potato starch, but you can use cornstarch. So to this mixture, I'm going to go ahead and add, this is like a 1/4 teaspoon of granulated garlic or garlic powder. I'm going to go ahead and add a teaspoon of fresh ground black pepper. You're also going to add 1/2 teaspoon of salt. And I am just going to add 1 sprinkle of red, ground cayenne, red pepper. Then you're just going to take your whisk, just whisk this all together, because you don't want any clumps of the potato starch or clumps of the black pepper. You want all these seasonings combined and mixed. Now I have a habit of not really measuring things, but I'm going to try to do it today for you. We're going to go ahead and add 1 cup of plain breadcrumbs. To this, we're going to add 1/2 cup of panko. I tend to go a little heavy on the panko. I really like how it gives it that extra crunch. I find the breadcrumbs coat the chicken or the chicken tenders extremely well, but then the panko adds like an extra layer of crunch to the chicken tenders. Now to the breadcrumbs, I'm going to add like 1/2 teaspoon of black pepper. I'm just going to throw in a sprinkling of salt. Not much. That's it right there. I was going to add garlic, but we're not going to do that today. And once again, just take your whisk. You don't want any clumps of the black pepper or the panko. You want everything well combined and dispersed. So I set it up in a block pattern. Because what we're going to do, we're going to take the chicken tenders out of the buttermilk. We're going to place it in the flour. From the flour, we go to the egg to the breadcrumbs, then to the sheet pan. So I'm just going to set this right here because it's going to become contaminated anyway with the raw chicken. So what you want to do, you're going to grab one of these tenders. Try to shake off some of the buttermilk. You don't want, if you don't shake it off the buttermilk just a little bit, you're going to get too much flour on your tender part. Then you're just going to come over and you're going to just dip your chicken tender into the flour. Now you want it completely coated, but you don't want a thick coating of that flour. Then you're just going to go right over to the egg, and you're just going to dip that. Wipe off the edge just a little bit. Come right over to the breadcrumbs. Take your clean hand or dry hand. I'm blocking the view here. And you're just going to coat. You're going to pick that up, flip it over. Make sure the whole backside is coated. You can pat it just a little bit to make sure all the breadcrumbs and panko get in there. What we're going to do is shake off the excess. And we're just going to put it right on the sheet pan just like that. Alright, so we're going to take a tender out of the bag. Let me put them over here to make it easier. Put it directly into the flour. Coat it just like so. You just want a thin coating. Shake off the excess. Go right into your egg mixture. There we go. Shake off the extra egg. I like to fluff up my crumbs just a bit. Place it directly into the breadcrumbs. Take your clean hand and go over as I'm blocking your view. Sorry, that's the second time I've done that. Oh. There we go. Put it over. Pick it up. Just give it a bit of a shake. Beautiful. So we are done coating the chicken tenders. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. These are not all going to fit into the Ninja Foodi, so we're going to have to do this in 2 batches, which is fine. We're going to take, I'm using Pam, this cooking spray olive oil. I find this to be, I love this thing. I also have the EVO sprayer. This works great too. And what you're going to do, you're going to spray the chicken tenders with a light coating of olive oil. You can use whatever oil that you want. You're going to flip these. I find this is the easiest and best way to do these chicken tenders. Now spray these chicken tenders, and then we're just going to spray the backside. And I like doing it in the half sheet pan now because most of the overspray gets caught into the pan and it doesn't go on the counter. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna take some of these chicken tenders and we're gonna place them in the Tender Crisp basket. Just gonna pick them up, place them right in there. You don't want the tenders on top of each other. I have found that out. The closer they are, sometimes you don't get good color. This is getting small right here, so we're already tight right here. Let me just move these around just somewhat. There we go. So we're able to get 4 of these in here, which isn't bad. What we're gonna do, we're gonna go ahead and close the lid. We're going to select Air Crisp, bring it all the way up to 400, and just hit start. It automatically defaults to 20 minutes. Now I know that these tenders will be done anywhere from 17 to like 19 minutes. We're going to check these halfway through the cooking time and turn them over. Okay, so we have 9 minutes and 27 seconds left on the clock. Just gonna open it up. And I did wanna say one thing. If you notice that the chicken are actually in different spots, what I do, I take the tongs and I actually move this around because there's hot spots and cool spots with every oven, including the Ninja Foodi. Once you get your own, or if you already have one, you will notice, you will notice the hot spots and like low spots, cool spots with your Ninja Foodi. And you'll just get accustomed to your own Ninja Foodi and you'll make the adjustments that are needed. And I'm just gonna turn these over and we're just gonna lower the lid. We're just gonna go ahead and close the lid and check back in probably like 7 minutes. Oh, and one more thing I just wanna make you aware of. When you flip these chicken tenders, if you notice any dry spots, you can spray them again with a little bit of oil. The oil is what's going to give these a nice brown color. I did notice a spot over here and I did add a little bit of oil to a few of these chicken tenders. So just take notice of that and just spray some of the flour spots / breadcrumb spots that need a little extra oil. Once again, just lower the lid. All right, so we have 2 minutes and 30 seconds left. We're gonna open the top. They are looking wonderful. We're gonna do a quick temp on them. Okay. They are done. We're just going to take them out. Beautiful. I'm going to go ahead and put those other ones in. I'm going to actually let these cool because they are very, very hot. And we're going to do a taste test. All right. I do have the Ninja Foodi going because there's 4 more tenders in there cooking. I do want to bring up one point about that. As you keep using the Ninja Foodi, your items will actually brown much quicker and cook quicker because it's already preheated. So take notice of that, and you might want to check instead of, I automatically did this for 20 minutes. Like I'm actually going to check these a couple minutes earlier than I would the last ones. Just take note of that. So if you're doing multiple like wings or tenders or fries, whatever you're doing, they will cook quicker as well as brown quicker as you go on. The 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, infinity batches in the Ninja Foodi. Let's get to that taste test. Just want to show you what these beautiful fingers look like. Look at this. Gorgeous, gorgeous. We got a homemade honey mustard. We have beautiful looking tenders. Beautiful. So, I am going to double dip. I've already taken a bite. I am going to double dip because these are just for me. So I'm just going to dip into the honey mustard sauce. It's a bit thin. These are fantastic. Excuse me. These are fantastic. The buttermilk is the key to moist chicken breasts as well as chicken tenders when you're coating them. Please try the buttermilk. I think it's a very important part. If not, sometimes the chicken breast will be a bit dry, but I've made this like 5 times. Everybody I've served these for have loved these tenders. And honey mustard sauce, fantastic, fantastic, fantastic. So, thank you so much for watching, and stay tuned for more Ninja Foodi recipes by Pressure Crisp.